It's kind of scythy. This guy looks like an idiot. Sorry, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this. Okay, he looks too much like Red Skull from Marvel, or like Skeletor, and I can't... We have to do something about this. Oh no. Hello everyone, my name is Grayson and welcome to another faction creation episode. So I have a list of things that I'm interested in making, and I had so much fun making the Chaos Gods, the Warhammer Chaos Gods, and people seem to really like that video. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe work on some of these other ideas I have and then try to make playthroughs out of those as well. So not only create the factions, but then use them as well in a game. So if you're interested in just seeing me create the factions, I'll probably make a playlist of those. And if you're interested in seeing a playthrough using those, I will also do that as well and try to put the first video of these in both of those playlists, so look out for that. So what we're going to be doing today is building the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I think this is going to be really fun. Now, they're going to share some similarities with the Chaos Gods for obvious reasons. Khorne is War, Nurgle is Pestilence, you know, it's going to have some similarities, but I think that the difference is that I think what I want to do is actually create a series where it's me and 3 AIs that are probably based on my Patreon supporters and commenters versus the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse on a team. And I think that would be really interesting, and put like a small map and see if the Horsemen of the Apocalypse can complete the apocalypse or if we can stop the apocalypse. So first let's get in there and let's make the factions. So what we're going to be doing here is going off of the, as best I can, the old school biblical Book of Revelation Horsemen of the Apocalypse. There are of course some conflicting bits of information about what they are likely to mean, so I'm going to sort of take a bit of liberties as I go, because I want this to be fun and relatable and interesting. So, for instance, the first Horseman of the Apocalypse is said to be Pestilence, but possibly also the Antichrist. And I'm not going to build the Antichrist. I'm going to build Pestilence because that's more interesting to me. So let's get started. Let's make the first Horseman of the Apocalypse.
What is your people's form?
Now, it does say that all but Death are depicted as humans, whereas Death, I think, obviously I'm going to probably do like a skull mask or something for Death. But for the other ones, I'm curious, should Pestilence be humans? Should I make all 4 factions human, or should I do different races just for visual interest? And I might do that. I don't know really what exactly. Maybe goblins, you know, with typically like pretty stinky creatures in a lot of lores, that could work. Pestilence, or perhaps even toads coming from the swamp. But I think maybe we'll go with goblins. So let's make goblins. And then, so let's go ahead and pick their traits. So sneaky and by the way, this will be a little bit loose. I'm probably not going to do like crazy jump cut editing or anything like this. So if you want to watch me sort of think it through and hear all my thoughts, then you're in the right place. And again, you know, feel free to comment in the comments how you would do it. I think that, like I said, for the Chaos Gods, if you give this project to 10 different people, you would get 10 different versions of this. It's just going to happen. So this is going to be what I think would make sense. But if you have other ideas, then, you know, let me know. So let's see here. I think Hideous Stench is possibly actually quite good. Adjacent units. So it's almost like they're emanating sort of a disease out from them. So I kind of like that. What else would they have? Maybe poisonous, blight. Melee attackers can become poisoned and they're immune to being poisoned. Yeah, this is actually a really strong combo too, because then you get the -2 resistance, -2 status resistance, so you're more likely to get poisoned and you take more damage. Yeah, so we'll go with that. That's going to be really brutal actually. So select.
What is their origin culture?
Now, what kind of culture would Pestilence have? So I'm reading here a lengthy discussion of the different ways that you can translate this information that's coming from the Bible, and one of them reads, "The horseman on the white horse was clad in shadowy and barbarous attire. His back swung a brass quiver filled with poisoned arrows containing all germs of all diseases." So, you know what? That's enough for me. Barbarian will work then, because not only do they have barbarous attire, but they actually feature archers, so they can have quivers full of blighted arrows. So we'll go ahead and choose, plus it's chaos in nature. Actually, that works pretty well. Okay, I'm kind of selling myself on it here.
Their society.
So let's go down and maybe look at some chaos and some nature. So we do have chosen destroyers, warmongers, and destroyers. I mean, it feels like they could all have this. So, you know, I do have to be a little careful about how much of that I do. You know, I don't want to have all 4 of these factions be the same, even if they share a lot of similarities. So let's look at the nature options first. Fabled hunters, clearing infestations. So yeah, I mean, it's almost like rooting out places where things live. They grow stronger, and then they regenerate faster, and they, yeah, I mean, fabled hunters, I mean, that kind of works. I mean, they regenerate. I mean, pestilence, does pestilence regenerate quickly? Druidic terraformers. Maintaining a carefully tended biome. I did that for, yeah, terraforming costs less. That's not exactly what we're looking for here. Seafarers, no. Talented collectors. Magic materials. I think it's going to have to be fabled hunters. And then I want to go to chaos. I think chaos befits maybe all of them, to be honest. Prolific swarmers. Fast growth and overwhelming numbers. I mean, that does make sense for, say, vast swaths of plague-ridden people. Cannibalism is also often leads to disease, so that's not too bad either. And chosen destroyers, of course, they want to raise things. Cannot obtain new cities. That's, I think the AI would struggle with that. So let's give them prolific swarmers. So they're gonna so we can sort of role play this as, rather than their population growing quickly, it's more like the number of people getting diseased and joining the Horsemen of Pestilence is quick, and they have a lot of weaker sort of diseased units. So let's grab that. So we got prolific swarmers. I think really, even though it's just like Nurgle, I really think you got to go with Tome of the Roots for blight and poison. I really just think you have to do it. And then we're gonna give them a Wizard King because we want them all to be human appearance, because that's what it says in the Book of Revelation, apparently. So we're just gonna have powerful. So yeah, we can kind of say this is an entity from another plane of existence, either an angel or a devil or a whatever, according to myth, of course. It's going to be coming in and creating the blight. So let's go ahead and go physical form. We need you to be a boring ass human. Simian, it's in alphabetical order, but I'm really bad at that. Orc, elf, halfling, where is human? There we go. What's wrong with your face? I'm colorblind. I cannot tell what the skin color is, but I don't think purple is correct. So then we'll go ahead and make them all... Are they all males? I think they are. I think they're all men. Human men. Yes, they are. Yeah, and they all look like people. This one is said to have a crown. The first horseman rides a white horse, carries a bow, and is given a crown as a figure of conquest, perhaps invoking pestilence. Okay, so we need the crown. So let's go... First of all, let's give you a skin color that's not stupid. Like purple. We'll make them different shades. So we'll make like a lighter skin, a medium skin, and then like a darker skin color of human, just so we have a variety. So we'll just go ahead and make you the paler skin, since you're going to be pestilence. That makes sense for me, or at least a greener skin. But I'm colorblind, so I'm never going to be able to figure that out. I might have to have my spouse help me with this later. Okay, so let's do that. They are. Leg length, we'll just go down to like, a little bit longer arms. And I think that Pestilence is going to be a medium build character in terms of physique. Skin decoration, I think they're pretty, according to what I'm looking at, they really don't have any adornments on them, really. It's mostly what they ride on, the horse they ride on, and the weapon and adornment they have. So we're going to want to make sure they have a bow of some kind. So we want a ranger, and we've got the Godeer bow, hunter's crossbow, crow master's bow. This would give you a crow at the start. Go Deer Bow gives you a mount. Hopefully it's a horse, but I can't control that. So let's just go with the Go Deer Bow. And then we want to go down to outfit helmet. So we need a crown. And it looks like a sort of a classic sort of like king's crown. So hopefully we can find something like that. There we go. That's perfect. That's what we're talking about. There's your crown, bud. Okay. Cape. I don't think they wear capes. I think they're sort of lithe and they wear like very little armor. This guy's got kind of Pestilence is depicted with sort of like almost like a shawl but no shirt and like sort of like a Roman looking skirt. So let's see if we can find outfit wise. What can we do there? That's actually pretty close. So we take this. That's actually pretty close to what I'm looking at here. That would work really well as well, actually. That would be... Actually, that might be fantastic. Let me look at the capes again. See if there's sort of like a partial cape. I like how this one... Like, you can kind of see his little butt in the picture. Let's turn that off. This is... Not... I mean, that's not bad. But I think I might go with just this. This is kind of what the sort of biblical interpretation looks like, according to what I'm reading here. So I don't know about eye color. Probably going to give them all just dark eye color. Nothing fancy. Could just go, ooh, that's... You know, they're depicted as having actual eyes. Like, they actually have whites in their eyes. So I might just go with something like just brown. You know, just like a darker eye color. These are really interesting and cool, these things, but yeah, maybe I'll make it a little bit interesting. Like, do like this kind of thing, like a green. I can always come back and change this later. So let's go up to the top. I've got sort of the main beats that I need to cover. So let's take a look here. We've got physical form, human, male body type, medium physique, arm length and leg length, made them a little bit longer on those. Skin color, no skin decoration. Pose, he is actually shown in the images just sort of holding his bow almost just like this, just sort of up. So I think I'll leave him with this. His head, let's take a look here. This is actually surprisingly almost exactly like what I'm looking at, so that's kind of funny, the hairstyle at least. So I might leave it like this. He's got sort of that exact beard style. Maybe a little bit less hair, something like... different kinds of buns. It's like a Hanzo sort of thing going on. No, absolutely not. Nope, too attractive. Yeah, let's give him this like little bit of bun. Oh, let's do that one. Just a little whiff of hair. Beard style is actually perfect from what I'm looking at. Yep. What's this one do? No. And so we've got this head shape. So we're on this one here. So let's just take a look. You just have a stern looking expression, so that would work. That's sort of grizzled. I do like this one, sort of kind of smooth and clean, but sort of stern looking. Hair color top, we do want a brown for this character. This character's got a brown. It looks like War has a reddish brown hair. Famine has like a gray hair, like a graying hair, and then Death, of course, is a skull. So we'll go with sort of brown here. Hair color bottom, just brown. Brown is fine. Outfit, helmet, cape, and armor color. I don't know about that. Let me see the literature. All I have is some famous works of art, plus the literature says the Horseman of the White Horse was clad in a showy and barbarous attire. So showy attire. What can we do to make his faction's armor showy? I mean, I guess a yellow color to it would possibly add some showiness to it. Any of these sort of muted colors aren't going to add too much. This does give him, I mean, gold makes him pretty showy. or like this red color, which is quite dramatic. The white is quite flashy. Let's go with the gold for now, and then I can always come back and change this. Here we go. So we need something for the Pestilence. Now, it could be a crown. It could be showy and barbarous attire, whereas a crown has a bow and spreads the germs of all plagues. This is more like a dragonfly. I'd be interested if there's like a mosquito or something. What do we have here? Some sort of crocodile. This is interesting. That's an interesting shape for a horseman. We also have like a spider, but I don't want to imply too much that there's like spidery nonsense going on here. This one's kind of like a germ. It's got this green, and then, oops, what was that? The brown on green is actually kind of cool. Let me see if anybody. Well, I'm gonna go with that for now, and then I can always go back and change it. I'll probably review these before I finish up. I did that with the Chaos Gods. As some of the things I did during this part, I actually went back and changed. So he's got his quiver, showy and barbarous attire, with his quiver of blighted arrows, his crown. He's the Pale Rider. We just need to give his race the horse. Medium physique will give them slightly larger arms and legs, or taller. Army skin color is not super important. I mean, this is already like a greenish. Armor color, we need showy. Hair color, we want a brown, but I am colorblind, so I apologize if I get this more red than brown. Maybe we'll go with this darker color just for safety. Army skin decoration, probably not necessary. What's like, it's too fancy. Let's go with that. And then army mount type, we want white horses. There we go, the white horse. Okay, so there we go, select.
Your journey
so we need to change the title to Horseman Pestilence. Title is Horseman. Maybe we make the title Apocalypse Rider, and then we do Pestilence the Rider, or Rider of Pestilence. Gosh, what will show up in game? I do want his first name to be Pestilence, because that's the name you'll see. So Apocalypse Rider, Pestilence, or I could do like the pale one. Race name, germ of all diseases. How about the germ? Yeah, the germ of all diseases will be the race names, and then the throne city name. Now that's an interesting. Let me read the literature. You know what they do have is the words they're based off of. So pestilence was based off of. So there's like Greek and possibly I think Jewish translations. So we are seeing things like Zelos. So we'll make the throne city name Zelos. So then your ruler ambition, animal, plant, and elemental. No. Raider, win a combat in enemy territory, and pillage. Clear water infestations, no. Lawbringer, instructor, imperialist, glory seeker is not bad since he's showy. Slaying the most experienced foes. Let me head back to the literature. Win a siege against a throne city. Crusader, slay fiends, no. Defend, no. Delve, no. Maybe I should make them all ambition to destroy. This is win combat in enemy territory and pillage. See, that feels like war. I think I'll give him conquer. This hero aspires to become a conqueror of cities, and pestilence really thrives in densely populated areas. So let's go with that one. I think that'll work. AI personality, well, it's gonna be warlord, isn't it? Power hungry ruler, might makes right. Bloodthirsty ruler prefers treachery to weakness. Driven by war, never. Extermination, expansion. Well, that's going to be true for all 4 of these. So these guys like empires that break treaties and execute prisoners. Dislikes empires with vassals and alliances. Sounds pretty good to me. All right, so we've got Apocalypse. Whoops. Rider. is the title. Pestilence, the Pale One. And the race name is Germs of All Diseases, because that's what it says his brass quiver is filled with. So these goblins are his arrows. His brass quiver, and quiver can often be a metaphor for your tool belt. So his tool belt is filled with the germs of all diseases, which are these goblins, these barbarian goblins that work for him at Throne City of Zelos. Ruler ambition, conqueror. So get into the cities. That's what Pestilence wants. And demonic warlords. So there we go. So I'd never bother with the faction biography. So we have our first Horseman of the Apocalypse. Onward.
Your journey.
All right. On to the next one. Let me do a bit of reading.
What is your people's form?
So I'm going to read a bit of this. This is interesting. The rider of the second horse is often taken to represent war. He is often pictured a sword held upwards, though ready for battle, or mass slaughter. His horse's color is red, and in some translations, specifically a fiery red. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. The color red suggests blood to be spilled. Blah, blah, blah. The second horseman represents civil war as opposed to the war of conquest that the first horseman is said to bring. So that's really interesting. Now, that's a little bit more difficult for me to make into this game, is specifically civil war rather than... Like, Pestilence can just be Pestilence, and we can make this guy just all about war. But it is interesting. We'll see if we can finagle that a little bit. Okay, so what race physical form do we go with for war? Now, there's the obvious temptation to go with something like orcs or ogres because of fantasy tropes or stereotypes or whatever you want to call them. But I hesitate to just go to that, you know, when there are other interesting choices. I think I'm going to go with humans because when he broke the second seal, I heard the second living creature saying, "Come," and another, a red horse, went out, and to him who sat on it, it was granted to take peace from earth, and that men would slay one another, and a great sword was given to him. The race that's best at killing themselves is human, so we're gonna go with humans for this one. So let's undo these traits here, and let's take a look. So we want to... Oh boy, what do we do? Empowered by magic, ferocious... ferocious deals extra retaliation, overwhelming tactics, critical chance when standing next to a friendly units. Could be. We could be doing that. I don't want to spend points on, like, I could do like nightmare mounts or something like that, but I'm not going to do that. I did that with Korn, and I don't want to repeat that. I could do athletics, which would be annoying. Overwhelm tactics. Gee, this is tough. Cheerful, no. Elusive, hardy mount masters. Additional units become cavalry. That's fair. I think I might do athletics. We'll make them fast. They run in and they get crits. We're gonna go with that. That's pretty warlike. So select.
What is their origin
So
culture?
let's see here. I feel like feudal would be pretty good for this. Feudal has, I mean, that's sort of your classic war like faction, is like just medieval groups of people just killing each other. I've also got like dark isn't too bad, but they're so debuff reliant rather than just go and fight. This would unfortunately give them, well, there's nothing wrong with order and nature, though I'd like order and materium for war or something like that. I think I might go with feudal, and again, I can always change this if I don't like it later on.
Defines their society.
So imperialists, glory of the empire. Again though, these guys, so we have to decide if we're going to go with their culture is about civil war or just war in general, and that's really tough. It's really tough. Chosen destroyers, merciless slavers. That's not bad. Ruthless raiders. Gains gold and draft when you kill units. That's pretty good. So we've got chaos. We might have everything here. We might have everything. Great builders. It's not dangerous enough. Merciless slavers. Routing units are captured. Starting bonus war slaves. Raising cities grants population for every... I mean, that's... I think I might go with it. You know, let me know what you would do. I mean, it's just... It's really tough. Holding a sword. Entering battle. Civil war. Conquest of each other. So slaving and raiding. I think it works. I don't know. Death is going to be probably some of this kind of nonsense down here, but we'll see. And again, I can change this later.
Choose your first tone.
This one's going to be tough. The Horde is not bad. Unleash Warhounds, Fury of the Horde, Spawnkin, smaller and more numerous. Houndmasters, Blaze of the Horde. Rock, obsidian weapons, purging arrows, sundering blades. Summoning like copper golems and stuff is maybe a little too magical for this. Roots, evolution, beasts, zeal, Legion of Zeal, base attacks deal extra damage. Spear and damage isn't the worst thing in this because they are supposed to be heralding the end times, like the what do you call it? The Last Judgment. So that's possible. Fanatical workforce, summon zealots. Reckless fighter unit with advantage against condemned units. So this is not bad as an option. Faith. No, it's more supporty. Necromancy. Blah, blah, blah. I am tempted to go with the Horde. This is pretty warlike, I would say. Mob Camp, Chaos Affinity. Yeah, let's go with it.
What is your
And then again, we need a Wizard King, even though we're already humans.
Reveal yourself.
I think. Okay, interesting. So let me head back up to the... Let me find some artwork. There's some famous paintings that I've been sort of referencing here. So this guy is not wearing much. It's not wearing much in the art. He's just got like a loincloth on. So let's go to outfit. Let's go to cape. Get the cape off of there. Outfit. I mean, that's about the closest I can get. Just a loincloth. He's got sort of... Oh, we're going to make this faction have like a darker skin color, like brownish, and then we're gonna have a really darker brown color for Famine, who is the last one, who's riding a black horse, it looks like. So this one's gonna be riding sort of a red or at least brown horse is probably the best I can do. Skin color, we'll make them sort of a darker shade here, and we've got this really dark color for Famine, I think. So this'll do nicely. Physical form is correct. You are not a defender. You are a Heckin warrior. We need you to have a big sword, apparently. Great axe. Is there a... I don't want a sword and shield. Can I have a big sword, please? This might be what we end up with. Sword and shield. Berserker great axe. Captain's axe and shield. Earthshaker hammer. Veteran pike. Umbral great axe. This tentacle moves a lot. Do you see how much this tentacle wiggles when I move the model? Ew. It's tentacled for his pleasure. Lasher, sword, and shield. Damn. Okay, we might have to go with the Godier great axe. What does the other one start with? Berserker rage. What's the Godier great axe do? Does it have anything interesting? Bleeding. It's fairly warlike. I might just go with the what the heck happened there? I have to go with this, I think. Unfortunately, I can't give him a great sword. But I want him to have a two-hander because that's what he's depicted as having. So the two-handed great axe is pretty close, I would say. So we got the body type. We've got the physique. Now, you're the thick boy in the art. You're like quite muscular. Arm length and leg length will just have normal. Maybe like a little bit taller. And then when we get to death and famine, they're quite lithe, you know, like small. Skin color, skin decoration. Nope, he's pretty much just smooth. He's just a smooth boy. We do need fiery red hair that's kind of crazy. So he looks angry in the images. I need some guy that looks like he's real mad. This guy looks more... I like the grizzled look of this guy. Like he's really ready for fighting. This guy looks mad, but too smooth. Let's go with this grizzled looking guy here. This guy's seen some war. Eye color. Give him the red. Oh, that's pretty sick, actually. That guy looks like he wants to war you. Hairstyle. So we need. So he doesn't show any beard in this art. Okay, that guy looks like the beard made a big difference there. Something happened when I took the beard off. It's got like a Thanos chin. So we want some wild and crazy hair. In the art I'm looking at, this famous painting from 1887 by Viktor Vaznetsov. His hair is like going up and going crazy. So that would be cool to find something like that. Let me see if there's any other depictions of war. Here he has a typical monk cut. I am absolutely not going to do that. Where's war in here? Yeah, again, he's shown as having like kind of crazy fiery red hair. None of the... I just can't... I just don't think I can do chiseled Bilbo. I just can't do chiseled Bilbo Baggins. I think... No, that's too suave. I think this... None of these are, like, wild enough for me. I was hoping there'd be a hairdo that was more like... No, this is a fantastic looking almost mullet. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one. I think that works. That might be the closest I'm gonna get. Beard style, no beard. Hair color, these got like fiery red hair. There we go. Haircut bottom. We'll give it like a heading down into like a brownish. So that's not completely fantastical looking. Outfit, no helmet, I don't think. Let me see. I don't think it depicts him wearing a helmet of any kind in war. The Red Horse, Civil War, blah, 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 blah. Nope, I don't think so. So there you go. No cape. Just a man, a naked man that runs in. He's super burly. And he chops you up. Armor color. Well, war, we could probably just go with your regular metal colors for these groups here. Now this is going to be for him. So what does he look good with? That doesn't make a lot of sense for him. Could just go with dark, just sort of like a, you know, like just a metal-y color. Gold is not gonna work. No. It's this color, like a brassy color. No. Let's give him a sort of a muted gray color for those things there, I think is what we'll do. Oh, the symbol. So we is there a sword? Sword would be great. It actually specifically talks about the how cross swords means war. So is there a cross swords emblem? I'm gonna pause. Okay, hear me out on this. I don't want to see anybody complaining about this in the comments. Now, hear me out. It says in here, as seen in heraldry, the sword held upward by the second horseman may represent a war of declaration of war. In military symbolism, swords held upward, especially cross, signify war and entering battle. There are no, in the base symbols, I don't have any mods, or at least not on right now. There aren't any upward-facing cross swords. There's a downward-facing dagger. This, to me, looks more like assassination. I do think this was so close, if only it was flipped 180 degrees. So hear me out on this. When you see this symbol here, what do you think of? I think of rebellion. And it's also held upright like a symbol of war. So I know it's a pitchfork. But this is the faction that's supposed to symbolize civil war. So maybe an uprising causing civil war is correct, even though it's just a pitchfork. But this is one of the, like, the end time things is civil war. So I'm going to use the pitchfork. Please don't execute me in the comments over doing this. So we want red background. That actually looks really good. Let me just go through the other choices real quick just to make sure. Brown. I could even do no, that's too green. This would be kind of interesting because it's almost like a wheat color, like a field. But I think I'll just do black on red. It's almost like a pitchfork being backlit by the fires of war. So I think we'll go with this. Race, almost forgot to look. So we're gonna make these burly boys and then make them big. Skin color, we want them to have a darker skin color. Armor color, we'll go with this muted color, and army hair color is just, dang it, once again. I'll have my spouse come in and double check these things because they can see colors and I can't. But one of these is probably a red color, and damn if I don't know. Or you know what, I can just get away with, oh wait, they could have a reddish color, right? If I click on one of these, it's either red or brown. So I win either way, I think. Damn it, which one's which? Oh, here's red. I'll just pick that one. All right. So army mount. So we need the brown horse. Now that's maybe the closest thing I'm going to get. There's also a black... Is there a black horse? No, there's the ponies. Uh-oh, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get to Famine. They're supposed to be on a black horse. Maybe there's a mod for that. So you guys are going to be on brown horses. Skin decoration. I could give them like war paint or something. What does war paint look like? It's like little stripes on their faces. Can you even see this on people? This guy kind of. These skin decorations aren't really going to show up very well. I'm going to go with this one. It kind of resembles war paint almost. And that's the best I can do, and you can't even really see it anyway. So let's select. Okay, so then what did I do here? I called this Apocalypse Rider War. And then what did I call the other one? The pale one? This will be the fiery one. I don't want to, yeah. And then the race name. So now, oh yeah, Throne City. So this was, I think it said that they used the word Ares, just like how I did Zelos for their one. So I'm going to do Ares for this one, Limos for Famine, and either Thanatos or Moros for Death's capital. I think is cool. A little nod to their alternate names in other languages. So race name. So I did the... yeah, I found that excerpt that was talking about the germs of all diseases. Let me see if I can find something for the red horse. All right, I got it. We're going to call these guys the Swords of Mass Slaughter, because that's that's almost a direct quote from the from some of this information I'm seeing here. So we've got Apocalypse Rider War, the fiery one. Race name, the sword. So these are the Swords of Mass Slaughter. And then the Throne City will be Ares. Now, ruler ambition, I think, is clearly Raider. This screams Civil War to me. Raiding and pillaging. Winning combat in enemy territory. It's close enough. I can't really make him have a civil war. That's kind of stupid. Militant warlord. Might makes right. Demonic. Treachery to weakness. These aren't really... A revolutionary diplomat. Oh. Likes empires with multiple races. With vassals. Conquering, actually. Never breaks treaties. Exploration and expansion. Driven by war. Okay, this one, it literally says driven by war. I kind of have to put it on militant warlord, I feel like. I feel like I have to do that. And you can disagree with me, but it says driven by war. These aren't perfect. Onward.
Journey.
All right.
Starts.
2 down. 2 down. This is fun. This is really fun. Okay, so we're moving on to the Black Horse. So let me do some reading and I will be right back. Okay, I just realized that I accidentally named the first one the Pale Rider, and that's supposed to be Death. So let me go back and change that. Hopefully none of you guys have already yelled at me in the comments about that. Okay, let's go to finalize. So this is not the Pale Rider. He's technically called the White Rider, which is whatever. It's fine. Overwrite. There we go. So that's that one. Okay, so we're gonna create faction, and now it's time to make the Black Horse. Now this is Famine, which is to be understood as not a lack of food, but a scarcity of food, but only for the common man and not necessarily for the elite. So things like oil and wine, expensive products, were to be mostly untouched, whereas the common man would barely make enough money in a day to buy enough food for himself to survive that day. So famine is when the cost of grain goes up by quite a bit, and famine is often depicted holding the scales, balancing scales, because when there was scarcity in food, the bread would be weighed carefully to make sure that every ounce was accounted for in the pricing. So famine represents not just a lack of food, but sort of the gluttony and greed of the upper class, who are fine, maybe even thriving, while the common people almost go without, not quite without. Famine specifically says a scarcity, not a lack of food. So we want people to survive, but just barely enough food and money for the poor to survive. Not thrive, not live, survive. So what are we going to do here? So what race could we build? What physical form could we build that would depict not having enough food to go around? I think insectoids work well for that. Insects are very good at devouring everything around them. Goats, although goats have sort of, I guess you could argue, plentiful resources. Lupine, lizard folk, halflings, goblins, felines, ratkin. Now, rats can definitely eat their way through everything. And also, rats are commonly depicted as part of, well, both pestilence and famine, because they either eat or blight the food supply. So let's go with ratkin. I think that's a good idea. So what do we want to do? So we want them to be tenacious. Oh, wasn't there ferocious? Now this almost indicates to me ravenous in a way. You know what I mean? I think that could work, but let's look at the other choices real quick. Hardy is not it. That is not what famine does to people. Bulwark, ceaseless cacophony, not fast recuperation, certainly not. Oh, remember when cannibal was something you chose here? Now it's herbivore. So you can have cannibal herbivores. Anyway, poisonous. We already gave that to somebody. Tenacious, overwhelm tactics. Okay, so I'm going to take ferocious. I think that works. It's sort of like, whoops, I'm just destroying my desk here. Ferocious to me, it could also be like ravenous, right? Fighting up close or getting in close. I think it works. None of these are really super good. Now we also want people that are good at balancing the scales in their favor, right? Really squeezing everything out of somebody else so that you can survive. So I guess in a way they are sort of resilient or sneaky or tenacious. Damage from casualties are halved, and then here you do extra retaliation opportunity. That would be pretty nasty. Surrounded by your units, defensive tactics. Take less damage from physical attacks. Man, I gotta think about this. I'll be right back. I think I'm gonna take keen-sighted. I think that this kind of makes sense in that think of a slimy merchant who is doing everything they can to squeeze the best price out of everything and get the most money and hoard the most wealth. So I think this kind of works when you're thinking about like making sure the scales are balanced in your favor. Sharp eyes, hardy, elusive, mobile, hit and run tactics, cold-blooded. I mean, they are figuratively cold-blooded, adaptable. So when times are tough, they survive because they take from everyone else. I'm gonna put that one in. So this is Famine. Famine now represents sort of like your gluttonous, like tyrant merchant lord, who can keep themselves alive while stealing from everyone else. So let's confirm that. So let's move on. Oh man, so what do we do here? Harmony is not bad because it's kind of like harmony for me, not for thee. That could work. Strong and ruthless dominate the weak. Oh, that's good though. Studying, no. Devotion. War and aggression. People who worship animal spirits. No, we can't. That's not really going to work. I mean, unless we did... Because even the glacial mammoth is like... Sorry, I started thinking about death. Not the idea of it. I mean the faction. God. All right, so... Dictatorial civilization where the strong and ruthless dominate the weak. Maintain control and weaken their enemies. That's Famine, baby. That is what Famine says in this in the article. I mean, this is, we're talking about the wealthy. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So what else do we need to do? So we need them to be wealthy and dominating. So what can we do in here? We do have things like build marvels like none others. This would give them artifact hoarders. Oh. This could work because they are literally hoarding these things away from others. Great builders. Pride in the things they construct. Reclaimers. Reforge into something better. No. Let's go back up to the top. Imperialists. Glory of their empire and the development of their city. So this is extra population and gold, but plus city stability. It's kind of hard to... Rooting out evil, sparing no mercy. No. Ritual cannibals. Well... No, because these guys gain food. And that's not really what Famine does. Just because the wealthy have luxury items doesn't mean there's plenty of actual food going around, just not the staple foods. For sure. This is tough. Here we go. Talented collectors, fascinated by rare materials and spend large parts of their lives collecting and studying them. So these are like luxury resources, right? Magic materials are luxury resources that do not help the populace very much. This gives just enough food for the rich, huh? So let's say talented collectors. And then, God, these guys are going to be all over the place. Who knows what they're going to do? What should we take? I really think it should be something in Materium. I might do artifact hoarders. Really, I want these guys... Yeah, I mean, take stuff from others and hold on to it. Let's just go with that. So they're kind of all over the place here. Let's select that. Now for the difficult part. What the hell tome am I going to choose for them? No, I don't think these are going to do it. Pyromancy, Horde, Discipline? No. Enchantment. Alchemy is possible. Manipulate the tides of battle with powerful, Afflictor. Tome of Rock. Specialize in defense. Doesn't really make sense for Famine. We certainly don't want to go too much into, like, food. Evolution? Primal forces, nurture them. Summoning, buffing animals. Not really. Tome of Faith, heal and support units. Tome of Zeal. Did I take this for the other? I think I took Tome of the Horde for war. Rile up your fanatic population for a common goal. Well, that could be to get enough food to survive. This would give them... So then they would be sort of all over the place. You would have no idea what the AI is going to take in terms of tomes. It'd be kind of funny. So Famine. This is really tough. Let me read some more. I think I'm going to go with Tome of Zeal. I'm reading a lot of stuff about how this could also be a allegory for the Romans' oppression of their own people that caused such kind of problems. So I think maybe having a fanatic population, like this is all abstract anyway. This is really hard to do. I don't think most of these other tomes really fit at all. I think this one, you could make an argument for faith just because... like reducing unit upkeep, faithful whispers, like this all feels to me like tricking your population into being okay with their oppression. And this is more like the oppressed people sort of like actually rising up, which is probably what famine actually causes in the long run. So this is pretty tough. This is pretty tough to choose. I think I'm going to go with Tome of Zeal and just move on from there. So let's go Wizard King. I want to make sure that these are all Wizard Kings. So there's like some consistency, plus they have to be human because they are specifically humans. Lizards, and they're once again naked looking guy. Okay, so let's go look at the art here. So this guy, I think this is the faction we're going to go ahead and do much darker skin. So we're going to do really dark skin for this race. Army skin color. There we go. So we'll do really dark ratkin here. Back over to ruler. So we want this person has a scales, so they're kind of like a support character, I think. In that case, a ritualist. Support through healings, buffs, and summons. Melee and magic attacks. Death Knight is melee attacks backed up by debuffs and summon undead. Ritualist. I really think it's a ritualist here. I wish I could give them a scales here. But it looks like they wear like a tattered robe, and then they have like sort of long graying hair. So let's just start with the helmet. Get rid of that. Cape, let's get rid of that. Outfit. We want like robes. That's okay, but it doesn't really reveal much of his like really thin figure, which is what we want. We want him to have really thin physique. And then that way, oh yeah, that's, now that, okay. Little too thin. That's not what I meant. So let's go here. Let's just go through them one by one. No. That one we've used. That's not bad. Too warlike. It's gonna be one of these two. Maybe this one. This one's more roby. That's real close though. But the art they show, they have like a little bit of exposed skin, and though this is still covered, it at least sort of gives you the hint of the thinness of the character. So let's go with that. Let's go on up to the head. Now this person looks kind of gaunt. Not this gaunt. Where's like a gaunt looking face? These ones are kind of round, stern. This one could be doesn't really fit the aesthetic though. That one's kind of gaunt, the way with the high cheekbones. I do like that. Maybe we go with that one. It does kind of give the impression of sort of litheness, of sort of thinness in the cheeks just because of the high cheekbones. It's not perfect. Could also just go with something like this. Nah, let's just change it up. Let's go with this one. And then where's the hair? Where is the hairstyle? So this guy's going to have long gray hair. Would you like to have a receding hairline or a regular hairline? I think I'm going to go with regular hairline just personally. And then hair color top, we want... That's... What about these ones? That's pretty good. It is sort of like a darker gray. You can do that. And then the bottom gray color, just do more gray. I think that's fine. There we go. There we go. Gray. Gray from all the famine. Do we have like a gray eye color? We can do like that. That's kind of cool. What's this one? Oh, interesting. Okay, let's go with that one. That was cool. Beard style. I think he's clean shaven. Yeah. Clean shaven. No beard. It's not bad. I wish I could make the face really thin, but at least I was able to make the body really thin. So let's go up to the top and just go through everything one by one. So poison orb. What else do we have here? So we've got staff of blight, fire orb, staff of fire, frost orb, staff of frost, spirit, and staff of spirit, and lightning. Druid staff, probably summons. Necromancy, cryomancy, umbral, which makes frost, and hysteria storm, insanity, hysteria. That kind of works for the uprising of the famine, but hysteria uprising is more like war because of the Civil War. Gosh, why is this so hard? That is pretty sick looking. You know what often leads to famine is blight, which we have with pestilence, or frost, which we have with you know, like an early frost or something that ruins the crops, and then you know, in this case the government does not step in to fix it. So let's go with the frost staff. I think that'll work. Skin color, skin decoration. I don't think you need one. They're pretty smooth, these 4 horseman boys, the smooth boys of the apocalypse. Helmet. You depicted wearing any kind of helmet? Let me pause and look. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like we are helmet free, and I think we're gonna go cape free as well. Simple. Really simple, these guys. They're really not heavily adorned in things. They're just here to, yeah. So armor color. So we might go with black, since we're supposed to be on the black horse here. Yeah, and then I might actually go with like white for death. I think that would be interesting to do like a white color. Let's go black for famine, since he's supposed to be on the black horse, which I can't really do. We'll fix that in a second. So race will make them real thin and lithe, but normal here. Skin color, army color, we'll go with the black. The head type, right. These ones look the most upset about not having any food, so let's go with that. And then what did I give these guys? I think like a gray color for their hair. Tail length. I had no idea you could control this. Medium? I don't know. All right, now for the difficult part. I can't do a black horse. So what do you guys want? A beetle? What says famine? Predators, maybe? Hyenas? What are these? Do we have like a hyena or like a saber-toothed tiger? Oh, here, a hyena. Yes, think... I don't know. Without a black horse, I mean, really, I could either give them something like this, which is actually a dark color, / black, which is the closest thing I can get, or I can give them something that represents famine better, like, say, hyenas or something who, you know, I guess they're actually scavengers. They don't really cause famine, but you know what I mean. I guess I'm kind of talking myself out of the hyenas. They are supposed to be horsemen, though, is the problem, and I would find it kind of funny to see them go in on, like, panthers. The panthers of the apocalypse. I'm just gonna give them the stupid horse. There's nothing. I think I might have to give death the white horse as well, and I'll just give this faction the horse, the brown horse as well. This there's not a whole lot I can do about that. It's kind of tough to justify not being on horses when they're the horsemen. Okay, so icon. So we need scales. I'm almost positive there are scales in here. I think I've seen them before. Where's order? Scales. There we go. Perfect. So your color. So you got a maybe a black background, and oh, gold. Gold for the merchant, right? Gold on black. For the scales of weighing the bread. Sure, let's go for it. Okay, so Exalted Lord. No. Apocalypse Rider. Is it Apocalypse? Uh-oh, have I been spelling this wrong? No, it is Apocalypse. A on the second. I'm going to have to go and check on that on all the other ones. So this is going to be, who am I doing right now? Famine. Well, we've got the White Rider, the white one, the red, the fiery one. What's this one supposed to be? How about the emaciated one? That's what it says in here. The emaciated one. And then the race name. Ooh, I need to come up with something interesting here. Now, we can do the throne name right away because we just go back up. I'm just going to use the other language that it was. Famine is Limos, or Limos. I don't know how to say that. Limos will be the throne city. The ruler ambition, I'll go back to the race in a second. Could be collecting. Full collection of, yeah, basically like collecting it for the rich and not letting anyone else have it. That's an interesting maybe direction to go. Let's go that way. At least make them distinct from the others. And then we want an economic warlord here, a greedy ruler who will stop at nothing to achieve economic goals, sorry, aka take from your own people. And we have the dark culture, which is ruthless, take from the weak, the strong take from the weak, and then we've got economic, so we're going to take wealth from the weak, wealth and food, driven by war, never surrender. So this is the economic warlord. And then the race name, let me pause and find a excerpt that makes sense here. Okay, I think I've got it. It looks like, so the definition of subsistence is what you need to sustain yourself, and that's it. So if we call them, the race name is subsistence and nothing more. No, it's too long. Bare subsistence. So barely, yeah, let's call the race as the bare subsistence. Is going to be the name of the people. Whatever. I think that works. Again, let me know in the comments how you would have done this, but this is pretty tough to do. This is pretty tough. Onward. Okay, so we've only got one left to do. I'm so excited. Create faction. Let me do some more reading just so that I am ready to do this. Okay, I think I'm ready. Now, I think what I'm going to do is go with lupine. And the reason I'm going to do this is because it's often described that in the wake of death. So, okay, so let's back up a second. So you've got war, pestilence, and famine. Those things by themselves do not cause an excess. Okay, they are a contributing factor to death, but it's possible to go through war, famine, and pestilence with a minimal amount of actual death. Death is the fourth horseman because death is the final notch, the final step, the falling of the guillotine. It's when the war, the famine, the plagues have finally actually been causing enough turmoil that people begin to die. It's the actual end, whereas the other things just cause strife and discomfort and pain. Death is the actual finishing, the removal. So death, it says that in the wake of death, the world or nature and the wild beasts will reclaim what belonged to humanity or the empires or whatever. So I think I'm going to do wolves because to me that sort of symbolizes, not only do wolves and often can be used to show death in different mythologies and stuff, but also these are the wild beasts that can reclaim once the humans have died off, or the people have died off. So let's take lupine. Now we need something. We need something. I mean, what do we do with death? It's just so like they're just. It's everything, right? Like what is death? Sneaky. I mean, tenacious. Casualty. Yeah, I guess death doesn't. Damage penalties from casualties are half, so you've started losing your people and you're still strong. Does that make sense as death? Maybe? Tenacious? Pack tactics. Pack hunter. Friendly units adjacent. I see this is too on the nose. I mean, it's just, they're not actually, we're not really wolves here. We're the embodiment of death. So we could do something like cold-blooded, like we don't lose morale. Elusive. I think for now I'm going to grab sneaky, tenacious. So you want to get around to do flanks. And then even once you have taken damage because you're in off position, you still do more damage. And then we could do elusive. Death is often portrayed as a character that doesn't arrive until it's the end. And you can't pin death down really. That could work. Resistance against retaliation and opportunity. In fact, that makes it easier to be sneaky. Maybe we go with elusive. I feel like you could definitely go with cold-blooded just because of whatever, but let's go with elusive. Let's make a thing out of this. Let's make a faction. So lupine. Now what is death? What faction should death be? What culture? So we've done feudal. We've done barbarian. We've done dark. What about mystic? Find answers through arcane powers. I mean, summoning, potential, overcharged, or summoning, magic origin, astral echoes, attunement, star blades, cast spells beyond normal limits. This just isn't. So what do we have here? We have. After all the devastation, this is the end. I mean, what about like Oathsworn? Functions through a strong sense of devotion, dedicated to their oath. Strife? Forge their strength. I just did this though with Corn. Raising takes less time. It's not really it. Warrior Soul. It's not really it. Harmony. Cooperation to clear the world of threats. Becomes stronger. Culture has harmonize. They heal hit points when they get low. What's this one do? This one has warrior soul. This is where you get damage. And what's this one do actually? Plus spirit damage. Oh, interesting. I could also think about going primal. The Ash Sabertooth. Primal Sabertooth. I mean, a serpent. Start in the desert. Build farms on sand. Sand is favored. Primal Serpent. This one blinds. That's not bad. Or we could do the Sylvan Wolf because we just continue into the wolf idea. Forest Walk, Sylvan Wolf's Boon. Perhaps we go with the Sylvan Wolf. Just for more of the beasts that retake the world after the humans are gone. Industrial opportunists, pragmatic and brutal. I mean, master builders, defensive attitude, dictatorial. See, death is so like neutral though. Like this, you know what I mean? Like as a concept. Like the other ones have like. I don't want to say death doesn't have a personality, but the other ones have like a clear personality where death is almost like the opposite of personality. Like the facts are the facts. You died. I think I'm going to go with this and give death a bit of personality. Death is the spirit wolf that comes in to claim you.
What defines their society?
Does that work? I mean, I think so. Silver-tongued. Let me pause. I'm going to look at this for a bit. So I'm really torn here. I think Powerful Evokers is a decent way for me to gamify the concept of death as an apocalypse rider. Emanate raw powers, they release an endless barrage of destruction on all in their path. I mean, death is really quite a raw power, isn't it? And it does, this is the actual release of destruction, right? So the famine, the pestilence, and the war set up death to release the actual death of things, right? So I'm trying to justify how to gamify this. So I think I'm going to go with Powerful Evokers, and then I'm torn between Scions of Evil, Thirst for Knowledge and Power, Thriving in the Pursuit of Evil, which, again, I don't think death is like strictly evil, but you know what I mean. Or Devious Watchers. Maybe this is it. I mean, death really is just sort of always waiting and watching for your time. I've convinced myself. I'm going with this one. So this will make them have more vision. They're invisible. Their scouts are invisible. That kind of makes sense. Outposts are with a watchtower. Wayfinder enchantment's already active and costs no upkeep. Start with a scout. You know what? I like that. And it puts them into the shadow affinity. Now, yes, death is not really raising the corpses of the dead as skeletons to fight in eternal wars, but I mean, come on. We have to go with necromancy for death. I mean, it's just a no-brainer, right? So we're going to do a Wizard King. Let's head on in there. And, okay, so we're going to go to race. Unfortunately, I can't keep him as this wolf boy here. We do have to go to physical form human, because they are all depicted as humans, except for this one, which is a skeleton. So we need to make sure that I mean, I could do that. I think death is also, like, bald. And I think they wear nothing. And death is also depicted as having... The other three have items or weapons, so a sword, a bow, and a scales. And death is often portrayed as having nothing. And I can't really do that. The other choice I have is a scythe, but of course that's also really hard to do. I don't think that's an option unless I'm crazy here. A Death Knight. That makes sense. What else can we do? It'd be cool if I could get a scythe, but that's kind of scythy. This guy looks like an idiot. Sorry, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this. Don't worry. I'm not gonna leave with him looking like an idiot. I hope. Classic sword and shield is really not too bad, but it's not really what death is supposed to look like. Umbral Great Axe. This is pretty close to a scythe, I think. This is about as close as I think we're going to get. Body type, male, physique, thin. And then he's also, like, kind of smaller than the other ones. I might make his legs longer so he looks tall and his arms short. But I don't want him, like, as a heavy stature. And I want thin physique. Skin color, we want, like, this pale... Is this a blue color? A cold blue? I think so. Let's go with that. No skin. Oh, that's kind of gnarly. I kind of like it. Okay, he looks too much like Red Skull from Marvel or like Skeletor, and I can't. That's cracking me up. Okay, we have to do something about this. This modeled appearance is more interesting. It also actually prints bones onto him. This is turning out goofier than I expected. Where is the hat? Where's the hat? Let's fix the outfit. What the hell are you wearing, sir? You're wearing like thin robes. We did. Oh, you know what? I think this is the one that's gonna have these robes. Okay, cape. No cape. Not for right now. Now he just looks like he just got out of bed. And he hasn't had a chance to fix his makeup. And he just grabbed the axe that he keeps by his bedside. And he's like, who goes there? Shit. Alright, where's the stupid skull mask? Alright, let's... Isn't there a... Okay, wait. Oh no, what happened? Oh no, I thought there was a skull. No, what happened? Oh no. Oh no. I can't do it. Oh, okay. This fixes a lot of our problems. Get rid of the eyes. Oh dear God, why does he look like such a dork? I bet he was bullied in high school. Oh no. Okay, that fixes it a little bit. I think we gotta go with this one, or I'm not gonna be able to take him seriously. Okay, let's go. All right, what about a cape? Is there like a... I mean, I don't know. No, now you look like you're cosplaying as a vampire. That's too cool. I kind of think just simple. Just simple. He still looks like he's kind of just woke up and he's in his... let's just take a look. There's one with skulls on it. That looks too much like he's leaning into the fact that he's death. Oh, same here. This is like egotistical necromancer. This one's kind of growing on me. It's got like a simplicity to it, regality, but also simplicity. That one's kind of space marine, isn't it? We got there. Absolutely not. Whoa, that one's sick. Ram horns. That's... Oh man. Okay. What with this hand? I don't know, man. That one kind of speaks to me. Whoa, what is wrong with this cloak? What the hell? Oh, it's because my guy is too thin, isn't it? If I made him wide peepo, would this fit better? Nope. Not really. Oh my god, it's so tough. No, that looks like crap. That looks so bad. Alright, where's the one with the hand? I'm going back to that one, and no one can stop me. Oh, wait, this is... Oh. That's it. Death's Shroud. The Shroud. I like that. I like that. I wish it wasn't clipping through. But I'm not going to see that very well after this, am I? Armor color, we want like a pale. You don't even have any armor on, it's fine. Hairstyle, none. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Eye color, go ahead and make that black just in case we ever get to see his face and I don't die laughing. Race, physique, thin, short arms, long legs. Yeah, they look deathly. They look, yeah. Army skin color. Yeah, white. Yeah, so this is like a blue color, isn't it? I have to go back and look at this. What, is there not a white? Oh, no, that's blue. Is that... at least it's like fleshy. The hints of fleshiness. I'll go with that. I'm worried that that's blue. Again, very colorblind. Army skin color, we'll go with white. They don't wear a lot of armor, but we're gonna make them bright colored. Army skin decoration. I don't really want to make them into like a caricature though. I could print the bones on them. That's kind of cool, I think. I wish I could change their little ears. They look too like I want to pet them. You know, like they look like good boys. Let's put them on the pale horse. That's the. I really don't think I want to put like a fucking crocodile or something, right? Let's just do horses. Let's do horses all around. Just the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Let's just move on. So death. We do have a scythe. I know I can do that, which is probably what I'll do. I could do a skull. There's a pretty good one too. Where is that skull? Where did you go? A little too... Yeah. Oh, pirate. Let's just do a scythe. Just a basic scythe. And then we'll do black background. And then what should be the color? Oh, how about just white? White on black. Look at that. Black and white. Just like your death. Okay, there we go. So select. So now we have
begins.
Apocalypse Rider, Death, the Pale One. Throne City will be... I can either do Thanatos or Moros. Let's do Moros because Thanatos just makes me think of the purple guy with the chin. And then what is your job here? Fearmonger, Collector, Challenger. Death does... You can challenge Death to games in a lot of lore. You know, that's a pretty funny way to do this. Defender, absolutely not. Delver, no. Dominator? Dominate others to bolster their ranks. He does seek to claim everyone's soul. Like, once you die, you become his. Recruit or raise units after combat. Okay, that'll give him some flavor. And then AI personality. I mean, he's not... I do want him to be a warlord, just because it's the Horseman of the Apocalypse. Like, he's coming. Imperial? Favors stability through subjugation. Okay. Larger domain, likes empires with few alliances, driven by war, never surrender, extermination. I think I'll go with this. Stability through subjugation. You know, it's like how bringing balance to the Force means there's no Jedi and no Sith. Well, maybe bringing balance to life is to just kill it all. I don't know. I'm going to go with that. And then, scintillating lupine. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Hang on a second. Let me read again and see if I can find a good little clip of something to make the race. Okay, I think I got it. So he's known as... I looked and behold an ashen horse, and he who sat on it had the name Death, and Hades was following him. Authority was given to them over a fourth of the earth, to kill with sword and with famine and with pestilence and by the wild beasts of the earth. So what if we call them the Ashen Beasts? Right? We are literally using these like lupine, wolfkin people. So let's do that. Apocalypse Rider, Death, the Pale One, Ashen Beasts, and then Moros. Okay. So there we go. So let me just go through it and just check out my custom ones and just make absolutely sure that I spelled apocalypse correctly everywhere. So yeah, we just made Death. He's not making me laugh right now, so I've done that correctly, I think, because his eyes were driving me freaking crazy. I know I just spelled apocalypse correctly there because I was really careful there. So let's go back into these ones and just double check. Finalize. Apocalypse. Okay. And you have to escape like 30 times to get out of here. Okay. And then we have Korn. Yeah. Nurgle. Pestilence, the White Rider.
What is your
so finalize Apocalypse Rider, right? Zelos. And then appearance. Skin. Yeah, skin is fine. Is it kind of green colored? I think I accidentally made it like a greenish color. Maybe not. Man, I am so colorblind. I'm gonna give him this color. I think this is a human skin color. God damn, I'm so blind. Apocalypse Rider, Pestilence, the White Rider.
Your journey starts.
And then who was the very last one? War, the fiery one. I don't want to call him the red one. So let's go with, let's edit him, just make absolutely sure here. So, Apocalypse Rider, yeah, I spelled it right. War, the fiery one, the Swords of Mass Slaughter, and Throne City Ares. Okay. Okay. I think I'm done. So I think what I want to do when I play these is I want to set it up so it's a 4v4, and I'll play with 3 AI, and I'll make it me and 3 AI, probably chosen based on Patreon members or members of my who comment. Those are the people that show up in my series when I can name things after people, versus the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse on a team. And I think that'd be really interesting. I think I might try to make the world small just to make sure the game doesn't last forever. And since we're on teams, it shouldn't be a slog to like chase down the final person when it's like it is in a free-for-all sometimes. So I think that could be really, really fun. So I'm really excited to do more of these custom faction creations, and I hope you guys liked watching this. If you did, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate if you just hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Only like 20% of people that watch are subscribed, and I just would really appreciate it. So I really hope you do that. And if you do want to support my channel to help me make more videos like this, I do have a Patreon. The link is below in the description. My Patreon members are always added to the list of names of people I use when I play games. I play lots of like strategy RPGs, Age of Wonders, Songs of Conquest, deck building games, you know, stuff like that. And then whenever I can, especially in Age of Wonders, it's super easy. I name my heroes, my factions, the items I make in the item forge, the cities. I name them after my Patreon supporters who show up, get double entries to show up. So you'll see the random list. They'll be in there twice. And then I also go back a couple of weeks through my comments, and anybody who's left me a comment that's not nasty, they get added in that list as well. And then anytime I need to name something, I'll just go in there, hit random, and I'll just select that name, and I'll try to incorporate it into the name of the item or the city or something, but also in sort of like a thematic way. So I really have a lot of fun doing that, and I've sort of, you know, through putting you guys in my games for so long, I sort of get a sense of your personality. Not your real personality, mind you, the personality that I have in my head from putting you in my games for so long. So thank you everybody so much for watching. Let me know, you know, if you want to see a series on this. I don't know how long it'll be before. Like, I've got so many series on the back burner, and they're all good. Like, I had a great time playing. I haven't not had a great time playing an Age of Wonders series in a very long time, maybe ever. There were like a couple I didn't like way in the early days, but now like I can't stop playing it. That's why I have 2 full series as the time of recording this that have not gone up on YouTube at all. And I'm still like starting new series all the time because I'm addicted to it. Especially once I make these custom factions, it gets so much more interesting to have like a roleplay theme going on, like like the Chaos Gods one, you know. So interesting to be like, I am playing as a Chaos God, and the other 3 are here, and we're fighting over this hive world. That's so much more interesting to me. Same with this, like stopping the apocalypse again, like fighting the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. So fun. So I can't wait to do this. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see everybody in my next video or series or whatever you watch next.